You might have wondered this. Does a high-fat diet make you fat? I've got the shocking answer coming up next. In this video, we're gonna cover whether eating fat makes you fat. Then I'll talk about which foods make you fat the fastest. And last, I'll cover how to lose all the weight you want without being hangry between meals. Fat being demonized as the cause of disease and obesity. But look around you. You've been demonizing fat for decades. More and more low-fat and non-fat processed foods are on supermarket shelves. Yet we're the fattest and the sickest we've ever been in human history. Obesity and disease rates have skyrocketed. I mean, something just doesn't add up. In the 1950s, a fish biologist named Ancel Keys hypothesized that fat was responsible for heart disease. Look, this guy was not a doctor or a nutritionist. What he was charismatic, and guess what? He was a bully. Keys studied 21 countries looking for proof that fat intake causes heart disease. But he cherry-picked the countries that supposedly proved his hypothesis. He cared more about being right than the science. In the late 70s, our government passed dietary guidelines that reduced fat and increased grains. That's when our country's weight and disease problems really took off. It's also when the food industry started coming out with low-fat versions of food and more processed foods. Look, when you remove fat from the food, it's disgusting. The food industry is not stupid. They added sugar to the food to make it palatable. Sugar is why we are fat. So can eating fat make you fat? Well, yes, if you eat more of it than your body needs. Fat is calorie dense. But you can say that about almost any food. You can get fat eating just about too much of anything. Not all fats are healthy. I mean, you want to steer clear of the trans fats and the inflammatory oils. Healthy dietary fat, when eaten in the amounts appropriate for your body, actually helps you lose weight and keep it off. I mean, fat makes food taste good. Non-fat food tastes nasty. It tastes like cardboard. Fat keeps you full and satiated, and so you naturally eat less. Fat does more than help you feel full. Fat is the key component in your brain. I mean, you need it to stabilize your mood and keep you sharp and have a clear mind. It's a source of energy and much more stable and sustainable than glucose, which is sugar. It helps you absorb vitamins and minerals. It's needed to build cell membranes and the sheaths around your nerves. It's essential for blood clotting and muscle movement. Fat helps regulate and balance your hormones. Fat doesn't spike insulin, which makes it an ideal food for people with metabolic diseases. Fat is taking the blame for problems that sugar caused, including obesity. Sugar is an acute dose-dependent hepatotoxin. If we only ate a couple of teaspoons a day, it probably wouldn't be that big of a deal. But most people eat a lot more than that, plus the food that turns into sugar in your body, like grains and other high-carb plant-based foods, including many fruits and vegetables, by the way. Sugar also spikes a lot of insulin. And you can't lose weight in the presence of insulin. You guys have heard me say this a million times. And why is that? Insulin causes the cell to open up and receive nutrients. That's crucial. You will die without insulin. But in the presence of insulin, when insulin is there doing its job, the fat-burning hormones are turned off. So you can't burn fat when insulin's there. So you need insulin. You just need only a small amount for a very small amount of time. Then you need it to get out of there. So the fat-burning hormones like glucagon and epinephrine and norepinephrine and adrenaline, all the other fat-burning hormones can all do their job and burn fat. Who doesn't want to burn a little bit of fat? Look, insulin is vital. You just don't need much of it. Before I go any further, listen, I'm sharing things here on this video you probably didn't know. So who else in your life needs to know this? So many of us were raised on the whole paradigm that fat is evil and fat is bad. And somebody you know might be thinking this. So I would love if you shared this video. Just hit that little share button, send it on to your friend, share the love. Look, the number 2 biggest lie in weight loss is that you gotta eat low fat in order to lose fat. It is literally the second biggest lie in weight loss, right behind You gotta exercise to lose weight. Yeah, number one biggest lie. The number two biggest lie is you gotta eat low fat. You don't wanna eat low fat, non-fat, fat-free. All of those are nasty. They were really heavily processed in the lab, and the chemists, they know how to make these foods taste good. You don't wanna do this. For my older generation clients, this is a really difficult paradigm shift for them. I mean, they were really taught by our government, by our education system, in our medical community to eat low fat. So I understand that this is a huge shift for you. But know that if it was working, if the government guidelines were working, if the education system was working, if they taught us correctly, why are we the fattest and the sickest in human history? This is a huge blunder, if you even want to call it that. That's being nice, in my opinion, from our government, suggesting that we limit our fat intake. Huge, huge mistake. And look at where we are now. For those of you who are having a difficult time wrapping your head around this, you're gonna have to put your trust in me. At the time we're recording this, I've had over 60,000 people come through my program and have had tremendous success eating a high-fat diet. So I encourage you to start your day off with some avocado and some eggs and bacon. You're gonna feel fantastic. Your mood is gonna be level. You're not gonna have that spike and dip in energy. You're not gonna have that 2 o'clock lull. You're gonna feel good. You're gonna feel full, and you're gonna really improve your health and lose weight. Before I created the Code Red lifestyle, I was fat, and yet I was one of the top 3 most dangerous fighters on the planet. I was an elite level athlete, and I started getting fatter and fatter. Well, how was that possible? Because I was eating processed food. I was eating the standard American diet. I didn't know any better like you. I didn't know any better. I didn't know that that's the way to go. So I got Mark Hyman's book, Eat Fat, Get Thin. He's had it out for years and years and years. And that was what really changed my whole focus. I had no idea that fat was good. Just like what I'm telling you right now. I didn't know either. And then when I learned about it and I tried it out myself, I thought, wow, this is incredible. So on the Code Red lifestyle, we want 60% of our calories to come from good quality fat. Like the ones I listed earlier, avocado and coconut oil, and butter and ghee, and don't cut the gristle off the steak. You know, I'm talking about good quality fat. It's really life-changing, and it certainly changed my life. By switching to a high-fat diet, the same one I have you on, I lost the weight, I got healthier, my skin cleared up, I was just overall slept better, I just was overall healthier, and that's how I created the Code Red lifestyle. When I realized how good I felt, I realized that the whole world needs to feel this, and this is a real message of hope and healing. You can get healthy dietary fats from meat, nuts, seeds, eggs, seafoods, butter, ghee, and quality oils like coconut oil or extra virgin olive oil and avocado oil. So if you're worried about being overweight, more fat and cutting out foods that spike insulin and feed into obesity and disease is the way to go. On my program, The Code Red Lifestyle, I show you how to lose all the weight you want with real food, water, and sleep, and a few simple rules. And on the Code Red lifestyle, we eat a lot of fat. We eat veggies and we eat protein. You can dip your toe into the lifestyle for 30 days on the next 10-pound takedown challenge. I have them every month. We always have one starting soon. I've linked it up below. I'll see you on the next video. Make you the fattest. Must have been a typo. Oh, fastest. Okay, fastest. Yeah, okay. You can get fat from eating just too much oops, shoot. Back in the day, we used to eat 150 pounds of sugar a year. Now we're eating it, no, let me get that right. Now we're eating 150 pounds a week? No, that's not right. Hold on a minute. No, that's not right. That's because I just looked at the microphone for some reason. I don't know why. My eyes went up here like this, so I'm gonna have to redo that sentence. Nuts, seeds, eggs. Let me do it again. You can get healthy dietary fats from meat, nuts. Come on, Cristy. 4th time.